everyone, Joe here with Midwest Military Equipment, and welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be doing an operational tutorial guide on this BMY M923A2. This particular unit has a couple different customization parts that we've added to it, but overall we'll touch on those a little bit in today's videos. But pretty much the whole process of today's video is going to walk you around what to check, where to check, how to start the truck, how to turn the lights on, and just how to operate this truck and be able to keep up on your maintenance and keep an eye on things that are definitely things to look at on these 900 series trucks. So this particular unit here is actually a unit we just sold to a customer. We've done a bunch of different customization and upfitting to it. So up front, it's got our MME winch bumper with a Sherpa synthetic 25,000 pound capacity winch. We've got LED lighting all the way around, all brand new truck light LEDs. And then we've also added AC, which you can see the AC condenser is located right there behind the grill. This particular truck, standard on 900 series trucks are 1400 R20s. This particular unit has the 1600 R20 tires on it. So this is a 53-inch tall tire instead of the standard 48-inch tall tires that would come factory on a 900 series truck. 900 series A1 and A2 trucks. Inside the engine compartment here, I'm not going to go ahead and pull the hood up here in a second, but you can see that's our AC compressor where it's mounted, AC dryer. And I'll raise the hood up here in a minute and I'll show you where to check all the fluids, how to prime it up, things like that. Fuel tank is located here. Standard diesel tank, recommended. A lot of trucks, this paint line is not on here. It's not advised to fill over this line here just because it does need room for the tank to be able to vent. The spare tire is located right here directly behind the cab. The spare tire is set up to be able to come out on this dolly. So what you would do is you've got a pin right up there on this dolly wheel. You pull that pin out, slide this arm out. It'll come out about another foot. And then you can take a chain hoist, which some of the trucks with their basic issue kit would have a chain hoist where you can raise the tire up, slide it out, and then lower it to the ground. That's the way the military designed that. Back rear suspension, not really anything important on that to really have to check on a regular basis. But when I get over here to the back side of the axles, that's where I'm going to go ahead and get into further detail with you on things to check. So these are a 5-ton Rockwell top loader axle. The fill plug is right here in the center of the differential. You'll need a 1/2-inch ratchet in order to be able to open up that fill plug. You want fluid just right at the bottom of the plug fill spot. Another important thing is these are called wishbones. Let me get a little bit closer in here. Wishbones. So these torque rod end wishbones is actually what keeps this rear suspension straight. So when you're doing your walk around pre-trip in the morning or afternoon, whatever it may be, before you take your truck out for a rip, always important to go ahead and make sure those wishbones are in good shape, just as kind of a preliminary thing, because they are a rubber design joint, and those rubber design joints over time they deteriorate and break down. Brake adjustment is done there. I'm not going to get into brake adjustment in this video just because there's a lot to cover that. Rear pintle hitch, obviously here, rear trailer light receptacle there. The glad hands are located, this is your trailer brake, your trailer brake that's connected directly to the brake pedal, and then your emergency. So you have your service and the emergency glad hands on the truck. On the 900 series trucks, they do have a valve here, so they have air to them all the time. So you'll need to open the valves if you plan to pull a air brake style trailer with it. Another thing that we added to the rear of this truck is a Sherpa 25,000 pound synthetic line winch. So this is a custom winch bumper or winch bracket that we built. We actually notched the bed out to be able to encompass this rear facing winch for this customer's particular application. Truck light LED lighting. In regards to lowering the tailgate, so this particular truck's equipped with a cargo cover. As you can see, the hinge points all the way down the sides of this truck. The bed sides are actually able to be folded down or completely removed. So to lower the tailgate, you would just undo these tailgate chains here. They just simply twist, unhook, slide them out. You can lower the tailgate down. If you want to take the tailgate off, you will have to pull these cotter keys and then slide the tailgate off. Same process with the bed sides. There's another tensioning handle right up here. For daily maintenance, there's air tank drains located right here on the side of the truck. Always recommend draining those daily. Exhaust comes out over on the passenger side. I'm going to go ahead and pull the hood open on this 900 series truck, and I will walk you through where to check the engine oil and everything like that, and then we'll jump up in the cab and go through the start sequence of this M923A2. So first thing I'm going to do when opening the hood is undo the hood latches. They're very simple to operate. Undo both the passenger and driver's side hood latch. There is a center T-bar here. Push in on the detent to be able to raise the hood up. I normally put my foot on the front bumper just to help go ahead and cam the hood over, makes it a little bit easier. Go ahead and get this pinned here. Got that pinned. It's very important to pin the hood on these trucks because they are a big, heavy hood. If you're going to be getting on and on top of the truck, it's very important to pin that hood to make sure that it does not fall back down on you. So being that this is an 8.3 liter Cummins in this truck, that's a turbocharged engine, we've got your fuel water separator located right there, washer fluid reservoir, ether injection system, and then this particular unit we added AC. So we've got our AC compressor, AC dryer, and then behind our AC dryer is the power steering dipstick level. So you can fill it with power steering fluid, check the power steering fluid level there. This is another important thing. We sell a lot of these. This is the brain of the truck. And why brain? It's very, very simple on these units. So this is actually the control box that powers all of the gauges, all the accessories. So if you're having problems with your gauges or you're having erratic starting, things of that nature, or fuel shutoff solenoids that aren't functioning properly, definitely recommend go ahead and check that box. So there's 2 solenoids inside that box that can sometimes act up and require it to be replaced. Walking over here onto this side of the truck, we've got our auxiliary transmission oil filter. So this is a secondary oil filter for the transmission fluid reservoir. And then it also has an internal transmission filter on this AT654 Allison automatic transmission. Right here we have the engine oil filter. Right next to the engine oil filter, we have our engine oil dipstick. It's tucked right down below here. And then that pretty much covers everything on this side of the truck. Horns, alternator, and then the front glad hands. So we'll go ahead and jump up in the cab and go over some of the cab operations. Now that I'm up in the cab of this M923A2, you can see this is our AC system that we've gone ahead and installed. Right down here we've got the transfer case lever. So this is the transfer case selector right here, and then our pinion parking brake lever right there. Start the truck, very important, make sure the truck's in neutral, parking brake set. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the battery switch up, and then this particular unit has a keyed switch, so turn to the run position. I'm gonna go ahead and start the truck. See, all the gauges came up, we've got good air pressure, good fuel capacity, good oil pressure, everything's just waking up here. So I'm going ahead and I've got the AC on, really warm day here in Missouri, so one thing I want to jump over here is show the 3-lever light switch. Let me get a good shot of that. So the 3-lever light switch comes standard in pretty much all military vehicles. You're going to hold up on the unlock and then go all the way over to the right to be able to turn your lights on. This lower switch is solely for parking lights and gauge panel lights. So the gauge panel light's bright right now, gauge panel lights bright, gauge panel lights dim, no gauge panel lights at all. So right now I'm running headlights, all my lights are on. An important thing to realize with these trucks is too, that whenever you have the 3-lever light switch in the off position, top dead center right here, is you do not have any lighting in any way, shape, or form. So always important to be able to turn those light switches on. Below the light switch here, it's kind of difficult to see. I'm going to jump the camera down here. Below the light switch, this is actually our air locker for the front axle. So this is how you engage it into 6-wheel drive. So currently I've got it on, off there, ether injection button, washer sprayers, and then dual wiper knob controls. This is an emergency shut-off for the fuel shut-off solenoid. If you were to have fuel shut-off solenoid failure, this is how you can manually shut it off. Factory heater switch is located right here, simple on and off. This is a manual throttle. You can see engine RPMs coming up as I'm running the manual throttle. Other than that, interior operation, pretty straightforward. The one thing I really want to stress, and I stress to all customers that buy 900 series trucks from us, is right down here. So this is your transfer case lever. So right now I currently have the vehicle in high. When you have the vehicle in high, you are able to operate it both forward and reverse, no problem. When the transfer case is in low range, you are not able to drive the vehicle in reverse. They're a helicoil cut gear in the transfer case, and if you operate these vehicles in reverse and low range, you run potential for either blowing the case apart or damaging the gears. So always recommend running in high range, and you can only run in low range when going forward. So very important thing to remember. Also, another commonly asked thing, this spring brake override here on the dash panel itself is not, right here, this is not the parking brake. This right here is actually the parking brake. So currently the parking brake's set, parking brake off, parking brake off. So I hope that kind of gives you guys a good explanation of how to operate one of these 900 series trucks. Other than that, pretty straightforward as most automobile and medium duty Class 8 trucks, not a whole lot of out of the norm. The real purpose of today's video today was just to kind of help educate new buyers or prospective buyers or customers that have bought a truck from us and just need a refresher on where things are located, how to start and operate the truck. So we really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch today's video today. Be sure to check us out online at MidwestMilitaryEquipment.com or give our sales team a call at 636-900-9046. Thanks for watching.